Well, good evening, Arindam. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, Arindam. It's wonderful talking to you. Uh, it's always a pleasure talking to aspirants after their success. So, which attempt was this, Arindam, for you?
Sir, this was my first attempt.
So, first day, first show. Huh?
Yes, sir.
I remember you're that short fellow with yellow chest number in Afpa.
Yes, sir.
Sometime in September 2021.
Yes, sir. 19 September 21.
So, you went to the Air Force board. Which board was this?
Sir, it was to AFSB Mysuru.
Great. So, you went for the flying branch or the technical branch?
Sir, I went for all the branches, but technical was my first choice.
Okay, so you got the technical. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, is the merit list out?
Not yet, sir, but I have cleared my medicals for all the branches.
For all the branches, including flying?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think what the Air Force does is first they try and fill up the flying vacancies. Even though your choice was technical first, I think that's what I heard from Air Commodore Sanjeev as well as Wing Commander Krishnamurthy. Now, Wing Commander Krishnamurthy is also part of Afpa now. So Afpa is, collecting gems from all over the country, and we are adding some of the best faculties around. That's good. So, tell me the whole exposure experience. How did you first this thought? How did it come to your mind that you want to join the Air Force or the Defense Services?
Sir, being from an Air Force background, it was always a motivation right from my childhood, seeing the fighter jets. And because I used to stay in Air Force Station Hakimpet, so which HTS and FTW being the major components in Hakimpet, and seeing the flight cadets train and become flying officers, it was always very exhilarating and motivating right from the day one. And that continued till the age of 22. And I was quite motivated by the time AFSB came.
But tell me, Arindam, since you have seen the Air Force very closely, did you give your NDA when you were in 12th?
No, sir, I didn't give my NDA because I was not eligible medically. I used to wear a spectacles which had a power of minus 3.5 diopters, and the maximum permissible limits even for army was minus 2 only.
Oh, so you meant to say, okay, had you done your LASIK also, you would not have been eligible for NDA. So
Sir,
you had to.
yeah, actually, it is not permissible before 20 years of age.
Yeah, understood. So even if you do LASIK for NDA, it is not permitted. So
Yes,
after
sir.
20 years of age, if you do LASIK correction and post 1 year after the LASIK, they permit you. But do they also permit you for the flying branch with LASIK 1 year old LASIK?
Sir, I didn't do LASIK. I did photorefractive keratotomy. So it is a substitute of LASIK where there are no incisions, and my eyesight was 6 by 6 after 1 year of correction.
Oh, and where was this done? I'm sure this particular information is going to be of great help to a lot of defense aspirants. What is this? Repeat this procedure that you told me. Photo?
Sir, it's widely known as PRK, photorefractive keratectomy.
Keratectomy. And where was this done for you?
Sir, it was done in LV Prasad Eye Institute in Hyderabad.
Oh, and now it is 6 by 6.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful. So, all these candidates who, drop out or they leave this career path because they have an eyesight, definitely you have this is the answer. But of course, they cannot join the NDA, but definitely they can, get this procedure done. And for this also, you have to wait for 1 year after the procedure is done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thereafter, you can apply for the graduate entries. Wonderful. So you had no choice but to wait for your graduation. So what was your graduation in? What graduation have you done?
Sir, I am currently in my 4th year of electrical and electronics engineering, EEE.
Oh, so you're still not completed your graduation, and you're already, you know, on the path to join the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
There can't be anything better than this. Just finish your graduation and straight away enter the academy and then become a commissioned officer. Amazing, great success. So you came to Afpa, and your journey or your preparation for the SSB started here. Tell me, thereafter you went to the Air Force Board. When did you go to the Air Force Board?
Sir, my reporting was on 15th of November and I got recommended on 19th of November.
You almost had 2 months in hand after the training in Afpa, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you find anything of use that we teach in Afpa?
Definitely, sir. The psych test, which the way Ashok sir guided, the GTO you and Colonel Hazavne sir guided, and the way the interview was taken by Air Commodore Sanjeev Goswade sir, it was of real help. I enjoyed those 14 days as well, made a number of friends, and it was a great experience altogether. And before the Air Force Board, before I went to the Air Force Selection Board, I was pretty confident. I had a good amount of confidence that yes, I can do it.
Okay. So, I mean, what could be the source of this confidence? I mean, do you think you had better insight about SSB after going through this 14 days program?
Definitely, sir. Because we were given the perspectives which the assessors take to assess the candidates. So, apart from what the candidate thinks, it is also a very good thing to know about what the assessors think. So, when those two things resonate, the performance becomes quite better.
Great. I remember when you were in Afpa, you were not able to do the Tigers League.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I told you that, this is going to put you in trouble. I remember. So, could you finally do it in Afpa? You never did it.
I wasn't able to do it in AFPA. I did. I made two attempts in AFPA, but I couldn't do it. But while in SSB, I was like, कि मेहनत तो ये करना ही है. I did it. I did it in AFSB.
I remember when you sent your friend the message telling me that you got recommended. You did write about this also, that I did Tiger Sleep in AFSB. So what?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me. Now I'm asking you a very simple question. So it's all there in the mind, right?
Exactly, sir. Very true.
Right? There is nothing that one cannot do.
Exactly, sir.
But why you did not push yourself while you were in Afpa?
Sir, I would tell you. So initially, while I came to AFPA, I was basically not doing enough of physical activity, or that determination was lacking somewhere. And after I went from AFPA and before the SSBs, I ran, I controlled my diet, as well as I had a fixed regime where I used to focus equally on studies, sports, and my physical fitness. So that gave me motivation and determination. And while I was in the selection board, I found that rejuvenated myself. So I could perform everything which was told in AFPA, and the performance was good in AFSB as well.
I know. I still remember. I used to hold your tummy and say, "Your tire come."
Yes, sir.
Remember?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir. I remember that.
so good that you did it. I know. See, the point is, if you're overweight, and obviously that is going to pull your confidence down, and you'll wonder, "Kiya gir gaya to lagega." So
Exactly, sir. Yes, sir.
since you went around and you ran around, you reduced your weight and you became trim, that boosts your confidence, and that's why not. I mean, I can tell you, see, if you're a defense aspirant, then you must keep yourself fit. That
Yes,
is,
sir.
I mean, that
Exactly.
is the kind of lifestyle that you're going to be leading.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. Last 2 years, I've seen a lot of fat people coming to Afpa also. And they blame it on COVID. But then with the third wave, weaning down, I think all of you should start running and keep yourself fit. That really boosts your confidence a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, talking about the uh, interview, there is something that there's a lot of myth that floats around the internet and other space, and people, the candidates who come to AFPA also, they feel that SSB interview is very tough, and they put a lot of pressure. They take the shit out of your ass. I mean, is there anything like that?
No, sir. I personally believe it's basically totally based on my perspective that if a person is doing something and he knows why he's doing that, so the things become easy. If I am playing a sport, why am I playing that sport? And if I am playing that sport, I should know about that sport. Or if I'm studying something, I should be knowing about that stream, or I should be knowing about that particular thing which I'm doing. So when these things are done, I think SSB is a very simple process. My interview lasted only for 35 minutes, even in the Air Force board.
Okay. So I keep telling everybody that this is more of a myth. See, if you're not prepared and you're not able to answer your question, you're going to come under stress yourself.
Exactly, sir.
But it is not the interviewing officer who's putting you under stress. He's generally speaking like a good friend and talking to you and trying to know about you. And if you're well prepared, you will answer confidently and you'll be able to handle it. So it is not that intentionally you are put under pressure or things like that. Do you agree with me or you think no?
Definitely, sir. I agree with you 100%.
Because in AFPA also, of course, they are all very senior and very experienced interviewing officers that we have. Air Commodore sir was president of Varanasi board twice, and Gordon also was deputy of 18 SSB Allahabad, and so many years of experience behind them. No interviewing officer is going to put unreasonable amount of stress just to, the purpose is not to, make you go into a shell. The purpose is to make the environment free, friendly, so that he is able to get what he wants to get out of you very smoothly and freely. Because when you put too much of pressure on you, then you go into a shell and you stop responding freely.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is more of a myth. One should come out of it and just prepare well. If you're playing a sport, know about that sport. Whatever you have done, you should know, and it's all about your life. 90% of the interview is all about your life based on your PA. So that's not a rocket science. And you need to be confident. You need to be able to articulate your thoughts and ideas briefly and clearly. And that's very easy to handle, I thought. Okay, fair enough. Now coming to the GTO technique, a lot of people tell me, sir, the structures in the Air Force board are very different. And, they are not like the Army and the Navy board. Did you find the concept different?
The concept is not different. It is simply that the structures are a bit different, but the concept is exactly the same. If somebody has put in good amount of time there in AFPA, he can easily understand what is to be done. They are pretty simple.
One should focus on learning the concept rather than remembering the structures and the solution.
Exactly, sir.
And I'm sure you must have heard me say this in AFPA so many times.
Yes, sir.
Hey, सालों solution mat rato, structure ka साला photo mat लो. Right? Apply those principles that has been taught. Those 4 questions. Did you use those 4 questions?
Actually, I didn't remember those 4 questions, but I knew मतलब next step में क्या करना है, where should we go, and I use the logic there.
Logic. That's fair enough. These question thumb rules are required for those who not able to catch the, basically to guide them. These are the 4 logical steps. And if you approach any problem, particularly on the GTO ground, if you approach these problems, these 4 logical steps, you get the solution. It's as simple as that. So you found the GTO easy to do there?
After AFPA, it was very easy, sir.
In abstract tasks, you are good. Even in AFPA, you are able to articulate your thoughts and ideas well in the GD, GP, and lecturing. But your practical task, I remember, wasn't all that good. So I'm sure you put in more effort to understand this concept, and that must have helped you.
Yes, sir.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
sir.
Fair enough. And how about psych tests? I mean, whatever you had Datta sir also for you in the second week?
No, sir. We had only Tamburaj, sir.
Datta sir was okay. I think he was positive that time, something like that. Okay, fine, fair enough. Okay, so how did that help you? Whatever you learned in AFPA?
Sir, when I attempted my first psych test in AFPA, I was able to attempt around 32 SRTs, and the WATs were around 45 to 46, and the TATs were mostly into past and were lacking actions. But once I got the basic idea from Tamburaj sir, and I myself put in hours before going to SSB, it eventually improved to stories having more actions, less into past and more into present and future. And apart from that, I also was able to complete 60 WATs and around 51 SRTs, which had sensible solutions. SD was also nice, and I already got that assist from Thamburaj sir.
Good, great. From the day one, we said that we are not going to teach them or give them stories. We are going to provoke their thought process, and leave it to that for them to give a good story based on the principles what we taught you here. And anybody who puts in effort, uh, again, this is not a great, very difficult task also. So well done, very good. So how long did you have to wait outside the conference hall?
Sir, it was around 4 to 5 minutes. Then I was asked a simple question inside the conference. He asked me, "So Arindam, tell me two qualities which are proud of yourself." I told social adaptability and empathy, and he was like, "Why?" I told both of these qualities collaboratively help me make friends and understand other people's perspectives. And he was like, "Okay, Arindam, we got your answer. You might leave now."
Great, wonderful. And then you were declared uh,
Yes, sir.
recommended.
Yes, sir.
So what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Sir, I at that moment I didn't have thoughts, but somebody told me कि 6 घंटे का फॉर्म भरना है, and then I was worried कि अरे 6 घंटे का कैसे फॉर्म भरेंगे.
So form filling happens for 6 hours?
Yes, sir. Like I got recommended at around 1:30 p.m. and we were taken into the form filling area at around 2 o'clock. And by the time we came out, it was already 8 o'clock.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you could not speak to your parents after the recommendation?
Sir, Air Force is a bit particular about not giving cell phones, and they have their own double phones which they give after recommendation. So I at around 9 or 10 I called my parents and told cake ready रखना, I am coming. Recommend हो गया मैं.
Next, I mean, in the night after the form
Yes, sir.
filling.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure your father must have been, waiting to hear वो क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ. But then,
Exactly, sir.
अगर recommend नहीं हुआ होता तो अब तक phone आ गया होता. That would
हाँ,
have also
exactly.
been.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's wonderful. So how did he react when he heard this for the first time?
Sir, actually, from the morning itself, he hadn't taken any food. He was like, कि result आने के बाद ही खाऊंगा. And after that, he was very relieved. It was usually defense dad are more like serious people. And once the result came, he was the happiest. In the past 22 years, I have seen him in the happiest state.
So you have given back something very, very valuable to him. Every father wants to see his son settled well in life.
Yes, sir.
So every father's journey, one of struggle, right? So he would always want his children should settle before I say goodbye. So you've given something very, very valuable to your father. Every father's journey is one of struggle, and every father aspires to see his children settled before he say goodbye.
Yes, sir.
So that satisfaction and that confidence which you have given him, I'm sure he's going to cherish for a long, long time, and that's going to increase his longevity. That's beautiful. That's
Yes,
great.
sir.
Tell me, Arindam, what do you think the defense aspirants? How do you think the defense aspirants should approach the preparations for this? What, according to you, your perspective?
Sir, according to my perspective, initially a person should be streamlined. He should focus on the things which he's doing. He should stick by a routine because the basic things like courage, determination, these all comes when a person sticks to routine and he's able to complete the uh, daily goals which he sets up for himself. And apart from that, while he goes to SSB, he should be amped up with the general knowledge and the current happenings around the country and the subject which he studies. So as a whole, when he goes to SSB, he is is able to present that level of confidence which he undergoes in his daily activities, and as well as the confidence which he gains after studying those general knowledge and other engineering stuff or his graduation things.
Okay, great. Tell me if I have to ask you uh, two things that AFPA contributed to your performance or your overall understanding of life or your performance?
Sir, one of the most important things AFPA gave me is never give up. Uh, the example of that tiger leap, I kept thinking about it. I was not able to do it. I was not able to do it. But I overcame that fear and I got that courage to do the tiger leap finally. I did it in AFSB. And apart from that, AFPA also taught us how to manage time because the days used to begin as early as 5:30 and the days used to be as long as 6 in the evening. It used to be a strenuous day, but
6:30.
yes, sir, 6:30. It used to be a strenuous day, but it also taught us time management and how also to gain that mental stamina. It was uh,
Yes.
a very enlightening experience.
Ultimately, it is, it is how your capability to endure physically and mentally is very important to be successful, you know, in any
Yep.
sphere for that matter.
Yes, sir.
The attention span, sitting for long hours, trying to receive whatever is being imparted, going back, practicing, running around, doing that. That's the way of life in Afghan. It resembles the way of life in the armed forces. And well, we people at our age, we also do the same thing with you. We also get up early in the morning. We also end up late in the evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I always feel when we can do at our age, I'm still I'm still younger as compared to the other SSS. When you go over than 65, at that age, you see the kind of number of hours that they put in. It's amazing. So that should act as an inspiration for you youngsters. We can we can do it at our age. Why can't you
Yes, sir.
guys? Okay. Otherwise, uh, the experience that you had in Afpa in terms of the environment, in terms of your uh, the company of like-minded people. Hope they all help you in learning from each other. Aspects like adaptability, cooperation, lending a helping hand.
Yes, sir.
Um, okay, great. I must tell you, Tom, today, Afpa is growing gradually, and we are now a team of 12 assessors working in Afpa. Okay, understanding the uh, you know I always say that knowledge and communication will play a major role. It does play a major role. And in order to give this a little more push, we have increased the number of GD practices from 4 to 6. Okay, so earlier we used to do 2 GDs in the first week and 2 in the 2nd week. Now we do 4 in the 1st week and 2 in the 2nd week. So that is one increase that we got it. We have also started giving more GPs for practicing debriefing. So earlier we used to do 2. Now we do it in the class 2, but we put them to exercise 3 more. So and with our solutions and our clearance, etc. So that also clarifies a lot of gives a lot of clarity about the exercise and about the activity. So we are constantly evolving. We are constantly thinking how we can add value to the defense aspirants in the country. And hopefully, we should be able to see more people getting benefited from our efforts. And as I'm not sure whether you're aware or not, we keep a count of success stories from 26 January to 26 January.
Yes, sir.
Last year, 2021, 26 January, we were at 301. And this year, 2022, 26 January, we were at 527. We added almost 227 recommendations in a matter of 365 days, of
Yes, sir.
which 2 months we did not have any batches because of the pandemic. So, since okay, you told me that you are from the Air Force background. So, what was your father? Your father was in the Air Force, I suppose. What was your
Yes, sir.
father?
Yes, sir. My dad was a sergeant and he's retired now.
Okay, that's really wonderful. I'm sure he must be a very proud father. So, what is he doing now after the retirement?
Sir, after retiring, he is a professor in CVR College of Engineering. It is affiliated to JNTUH. in Hyderabad.
Oh, what a great thing. I mean, so he did his MTech, BTech and MTech.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. While in service.
And but BTech, he may not have, the service may not have offered him this BTech degree. He must
No,
have done
sir.
it himself.
Yes, sir. He must have. He has done it himself. The MTech was also done by himself from Punjab Engineering College.
My goodness. You know, that's some commitment, I must say. You know, see, somebody who wants to grow in life, he will find his path. You know, there
Yes,
is
sir.
a saying, find a path or make a path. So people like him are the ones who make their own path. They write their own destiny. That's
Yes,
excellent
sir.
to hear that, you know, he has done his BTech, MTech on his own, in addition to doing the service in the Air Force. And today he is teaching.
Yes,
That's
sir.
one of the most noblest profession. Excellent. Great. So that's been the journey of Afpa, and I'm really extremely happy and proud to be interacting with you. You are one of those feathers in our cap, and it's always a matter of pride and privilege to be talking to recommended candidates like you. One last word that you may want to leave for the future generation of defense aspirants.
The one thing which I would like to say for the future generations are never give up. What are the problems which we are facing now? It's all on our mind. We can do it just by proper thinking and planning. Everything is possible.
Great. God bless you, Arindam, and do convey our regards to your parents. And good luck to you for the future. I'm sure you will be, you'll make us proud. You'll make the nation proud. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.